Yep, that's me, Franny.
Hi, welcome back to FrannyTings. So we're officially on episode 13. Period. 13 weeks of being consistent.
Period.
So today's episode is all about the value of friendship. And as you see here to my left, well, you're right, I guess. Maybe. I don't fucking know. But here we have my best friend, Kathia motherfucking Yanes. Period. So if you guys have been listening to my podcast for a while now, there has been many times that I mentioned Kathia, that she has saved me when I was at very low points, and then she's been there at my very high points, as she is right next to me right now. So I really wanted to get into the topic of friendship because friendship means so much to me, and Kathia is one of like my dearest, nearest friends. So I wanted to, just get into the topic of conversation and also get into some girl code because we all know that that's very important, especially for females. So yeah, let's get into it. Period. I wanted to start off with the story of how we met. Okay. Actually, me and Kathia met back in high school. Mm-hmm. So we graduated in 2015. So we met our junior year, I believe. And I was in this team called Ebony. Shout out John. Shout out Milan. And so we were in this dance troupe called Ebony, and I auditioned my sophomore year, but I didn't fucking make it.
Because why?
Because this.
Okay. How? Okay. How is it supposed to be though?
Wow, dude, I fucking can't. But anyways, so I auditioned, didn't make it. Then I auditioned again and I made it. And I remember the first, welcome party for the new girls. It was super uncomfortable for me because I knew no one. And I saw Kathia and Joss in there, but I didn't want to go up to them because their friendship was very tight. And I was like, oh my God, they're scary. And then there was this one practice that Jocelyn. So Jocelyn is one of our closest friends too, and Kathia's best friend forever.
Shout out to Joss.
Shout out Joss. Period. So there was this one practice that Joss and me were in the same formation. So we had practice, and I went up to her and I'm like, oh my God, it's so fucking hot. And she's like, yeah, it is. I'm fucking dying. And if you know Joss, she looks very intimidating. When you look at her, you're like, oh my God, she's ready to fight me. So I was always so scared of talking to her. So when she told me that, I was like, oh my God, she's not that bad. So we started talking, and then eventually, obviously I got closer to Kathia because since Jocelyn and Kathia were best friends, that's when we started hanging out more. And my mom, so I didn't have a car at the time, and then my mom would leave me stranded in Braddock till 7 p.m. And then I was like, fuck, dude, this sucks. So then Kathia was nice enough to be like, just come after practice and we'll hang out until your mom picks you up at my house. And I'm like, okay. So I was going over at Kathia's house every single day and we would make tuna, pasta, the works, everything. And I think that's really how our friendship began,
Yes.
So yeah, a beautiful start to something new.
For sure. Not only that, but when I met you, I realized that we make the same faces.
Yes, that's so true.
So when I found, when I saw that you make the same faces I made, I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm not weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The same faces that we do, just out of the blue. It's just, I don't know. People think it's weird.
Yeah.
So when you do them, they're like, ew.
Ew.
Right?
She has problems. Oh my God.
Exactly. So then when you did them, I was like, oh my God.
Look at her.
I'm like, I was like, me and you?
You get it.
You get it.
Oh my God, that's so fun. So yeah, and then we were inseparable then. And then eventually, high school ended. But we still were super tight, and we ended up working together at Skechers, which was so much fun.
Those were the best.
Skechers sounds like a whack ass job, but it was lit because Kathia started there, and then Jocelyn started there, and then I came in. So we were all best friends, really working the dream job, baby. What we doing after Cabo? We would always hang out at the mall or go out with our coworkers after.
How crazy were we though? to get off of work at 10:30, 11, go home, change, and then go out. No. Like the thought of that now is like,
that's too much work.
Draining. Like I can't do that anymore. Like that's way too much work. But we were so motivated to like, no, we're going home. We're gonna get dressed and we're gonna go.
Yeah. Well, that's really all we had to look forward to at that age. True. You know, like we were like really out and about, and we're like, there was always something happening at our age. Like there was always a party, and like that. Those were fun though. Like the house parties. But Kathia low-key made me crazy. She popped me out of my shell, because before, like, it was me and Juliet. And Juliet, it was just, her parents were just as strict as mine, so we would leave parties at like 12 a.m. and shit. And then once I started hanging out with Kathia, she's like, don't worry, baby, I got you. And she would like sneak me out and bring me home on time, but I was like fucked up. Like I'm like,
but like you were so serious about the curfew. Yeah. So I was like, dude, we can't break the curfew. I'm like, we have to get her home so at like 2 a.m. I think it was 2, right?
Yeah, 2. And then like eventually like
and then
it increased.
And then like little by little, it was like 2:30.
Yeah,
3 a.m.
Yeah. But honestly, those were the best times. And you know, like I said, Kathia has been there for me at my really low points, and I feel like we've been there for each other. And you know, I just think the value of friendship means a lot to me. So one of the things I want to get into is the topic of the qualities that make like a good friend, you know. So I feel like a lot of the things I have learned about friendship really stems from you, because you showed me a lot of qualities about like being a good friend. There was moments, I remember there was moments where I had a lot of problems with my parents. Like literally you just heard us talking about like this curfew. So like they wouldn't let me breathe sometimes. And I would call Kathia like crying about it. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, because my parents fucking suck. And like without her telling me anything, she would just pull up. Like she would just pull up to my house and just be like, you know, the person that can just listen to me. And then like, you know, that was it. Right. She knew exactly what I needed to hear. You know, she was just there for me. And I feel like because of that, like it made me understand like, oh, okay, like there's more than just like going out and getting lit, and like, you know, it's literally like a sisterhood, you know. Yes. And that's 100%. Something that I didn't really understand until like you walked into my life. I saw that and I was like, oh my God, like this feels so good. Like I want to be that friend for other people too. Right. And like you always go above and beyond for your friends. Like you always throw like surprise parties. Like you're gonna cry. Good, cry bitch, cry. So you always go above and beyond for your friends. You always throw surprise parties. You always try to make, you know, them feel super special. And I want to ask you, like, where did that stem from you? Like what did you see in other people that made you want to be this way? Or do you always think you had it? Like, where did that come from?
I think growing up with older siblings, honestly, like shout out to my brother and my sister.
And Mundi.
Exactly. Like growing up with older siblings, honestly, like you're kind of born into loyalty. Like, you know what I'm saying? True. Like you're kind of born into that. I mean, you have siblings too. Yeah. So it's like, you're kind of born into like, don't tell mom and dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
Like, oh shit, no, I can't be snitched. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I grew up and I saw them with their friends, and they have long-term friends too. Right. So it's like when I saw them and their friends, it's like, oh my God, like they're so tight. Like they're so like, they have each other's backs, you know, like no matter what, like no matter what circumstance it is, what we're out or like financially, whatever it is, like you always have each other's backs. Cause like at the end of the day, like that's you ride or die. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So then when I grew up and I saw that, and then I met Joss, and then I met, you know, Fabi, and then I met like, I've had the same friends for like 10 plus years. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always kept the same circle for that reason though, because it's like, okay, we have each other's backs now. So like, it's always going to keep going, and we're always going to keep growing together, learning and like experiencing new things together. Right. So I feel like that's super important to just always like understand each other and have that like confinement, you know what I mean? So it's like when I saw that as I was growing up and I met the people that I met, it's like, I need to make sure that I am loyal to these people because they mean a lot to me. So I can never like turn my back on somebody. For me, it's just like second nature. Right. For me, it's just like, okay, like somebody needs me. All right. Like, what do I have to do? Like, what do you need? Like, I'm here to help you. Like, even if you just want to like vent and you just need someone to listen to you, right? Like, not even like give you anything about it. Just like someone to talk to, or even not even talk. Like, everyone, just be like, you can just be in the same room and like, okay, let's just watch something or whatever it is. Like you always need that person in your life.
Right.
So I feel like that's where I learned from it. And like to this day, I'm always like grateful for them, for both my siblings, for them. It's still teaching me to this day of how to be like a good person. You know? Like it didn't stop when I was little. Like I'm still getting lessons, like life lessons from them. Like, hey, you know, do this or don't do this or whatever, because I still make mistakes myself. Right. You know, but like it's important that you have someone like check you on those mistakes. Right. You know?
Oh, that's beautiful. And I feel like I feel like I'm the type of person that sometimes I tend to like isolate myself when I feel overwhelmed or stressed or whatever, because sometimes I feel like I have to have this like act or like, you know, like I have to be this person all the time and start the conversation and like keep the conversation going and all this stuff. And I feel like there's only very few people that I can be around that I can feel drained and not feel like I have to put up this front. And you're definitely one of those people. So when you mentioned that, like, you know, even if you don't want to talk, even if you just want to like be, you know, I definitely feel like a lot of people, like your closest friends can say that, like, you will never like judge them or make them feel like any type of way if they ever feel like sad or whatever it is, you know. I mean, you're very like open and judge free, and I feel like that's why a lot of people like see you as this person, you know.
Definitely. Like,
it's crazy.
Judgment free zone all the way. Like there's nothing like telling somebody a story and then like there's that friend that's like,
ew, you did that?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh my God, why did I tell you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like no one wants to feel that way. No one wants to feel like, you know, less of what they already feel. Because in the back of the head, like, they know, like, they're feeling some type of way. So it's like, don't confirm that.
Don't confirm it.
Like, don't
just
confirm
make me feel good. Like, just listen.
Like, just listen to me. Like, think about the positive side to this. Like, not the negative.
Then when I'm over it, then call me out.
Right. Like, once I'm, like, done and I had my fit, then let me know.
Later. But right now, just side with me.
Exactly. Just like you're on my side. Like hear me cry.
Yeah. Oh my God. My life. I wanted to get into the topic of girl code. So I feel like girl code can mean a lot of different things.
For sure.
I personally think the definition of girl code is just like having each other's backs and not flopping for men or flopping for certain situations that is going to break the bond that you guys are sharing, you know?
And I definitely feel girl code is a code that every female just knows. Like, you don't need to be...
Well, apparently some of them don't. So,
but I definitely think it's just a code of conduct. Like, you just...
know it.
Like, you know it or you don't. And if you don't, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
And like, we're here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a few things that people suggested about girl code. Sure. And I have a few topics that I also think are fucking wild. So one of them being hooking up with a married man.
Ooh,
T.
That's definitely T.
And I put
a married man.
And I put without consent, because there's people that are in open relationships and like, you know, that's great.
Perfect.
But if there's like no consent and like, you know, the wife in this case, like, or the female, I don't know, because there could be like, you know, a same sex couple, doesn't know. That is crazy. And I've heard a few people do this before.
Right.
And I don't know, I think that's wild, because the definition for me, the definition of a hoe does not mean having sex every day or having sex with different men. Right. Mm-hmm. It does not mean that. For me, the definition of a hoe is trying to break something up that is already built, you know, like breaking a relationship, breaking a bond, like whatever it is. If your intentions is to try to get in between that, that's sad. That is sad.
For sure. I mean, honestly, hooking up with a married man in my book is a no-no.
Is a no-no.
Is a no-no. Is a no-no without consent. But I feel like there are women out there and just girls our age even that have this sort of personality that kind of are just like I don't care if the other person gets hurt. Like,
that's sad.
I'm having like my fun and like I do what I want when I'm popping. So like, what is it to you? Like, what is it to me that it matters to you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like exactly. So there are girls out there that are just like, you know what? Like, at the end of the day, like
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, and he's after me. So it's like,
ew, that's
I'm getting like.
And I feel like that's very common in Miami, especially because like men here try to buy you. Like literally they try to buy you they try to fucking shower you in clothes, money, fucking bags.
So it's like what girls think. It's like I'm getting these dinners. I'm going on a boat. Like I don't care.
Not the boat.
So it's like what do I care? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, fine, that's totally okay. If you feel like that's okay and you're okay with doing all of those things, don't come crying when karma comes knocking on your door.
That's so true.
I'm a super strong believer in karma, and what goes around comes around, baby girl. Yeah. So it's like, if you're okay with that now, what's going to happen to you in the long run? Maybe it won't happen to you right now, but in the long run, it's going to be way worse, and you're going to feel way worse. Yeah. You're probably not even going to think like, oh, was it because that time that I did this thing? No, you're not going to think that. It's just going to happen to you. And then you're going to realize like, damn, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Right. But you know what? If you're okay with that now, then do what you want when you pop in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody stopping you. And I feel like a lot of girls think that it's like they don't have a choice. And it's like, you do have a choice. Like, you do have a choice. You know,
you can say no.
Exactly. No one is forcing you to do anything. Right. In life, no one is forcing you to do anything. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Like, it's not forced. Right. So if you make the decision to do so, then that's on you. That's on you. But don't come cry later. Yeah. Because it's gonna bite you in the fucking ass. Bite you in the fucking ass.
I don't know. That's crazy. I honestly think that sometimes women have this mindset, and it definitely has a lot to do with like how they were raised and like how I guess their fathers treated them and shit. So daddy issues. Yeah. You mean sometimes like dads do buy, you know, their daughters love sometimes because they can't physically be there, you know. Right. So I feel like they think that's normal, and that's sad, you know. I talked about this in my other podcast, but like there's females out there that like literally will go above and beyond to like chase a man, you know, and that's sad. Like, and little do they know that men like who see that, like that's such a turn off. Like that's not gonna get them anywhere. And it's like you can use this energy to literally do so much more. You can use this energy to like, I don't know, get a fat ass. Like
get
you can
a business, bitch.
Get a business, bitch. Suck a dick. What? How does it go? Like, get a job.
Get a job. You should have sucked a dick for free.
Yeah, man, it's sad. And like when I see women like that, like me da lástima. Like it makes me feel really bad because it has everything to do with them.
And another thing is that if they are that type of person, it's like, who do you have around you? Where are your girls? You know what I'm saying?
Most of them don't have friends.
That's the thing. Girl code. # girl code. Stay woke.
Wow. You really did that. Oh my God. That's good tea.
That's what I'm saying.
That's really like, good tea. That's so true.
You need someone to put you in your place when you're doing fucked up shit. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is a no-no. Yeah. You know? But either way, you can give all of this great advice to a friend and they can just wipe whatever you're saying, and they're going to do what they want to do, which is fine. Right. You know, but at the end of the day, like, it's your job to be there. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, no one wants to hear the, I told you. Yeah. So. Like, you know what I'm saying? But deep down, you're going to be like, I told you so.
7 months ago. Remember that conversation at McDonald's? Yeah.
With the cookies.
With the cookies. Oh my God. They don't have snack wraps anymore, bitch.
What the fuck?
They don't.
Since when?
Since a while. Yeah. When I did my Travis Scott burger review or whatever, I went to ask for a snack wrap and they didn't have it.
What?
I know.
I didn't know that.
Real fucking sad. McDonald's.
We used to do that all the time after work.
Yeah, we would go, me and Kathia would go to McDonald's after work and just talk shit literally outside McDonald's.
For like hours.
Yeah, and just talk about life.
Yes, our like 18-year-old lives.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, prom.
Oh my God, prom. We're like, yeah, because like we don't know if we want to get this house or this house. And then like, it's crazy because like, oh my God. Wow, our worries were so minute, like before.
Yes, I can't.
That's so much fun, though. Man, I miss those days. But, you know.
On to better things.
Yeah, on to better things. Now we're grown. So now we can have grown fun. We can go on trips. I really needed this. I really needed it. Guys.
After you know.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, so the next topic I want to get into is getting with a best friend's ex-boyfriend or girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That I find very no-no.
It's a no-no.
Very no-no.
But I mean, again, it's a super no-no in our book.
In our book.
In our book, it's a no-no.
But to me, okay, but this to me is a very common girl code thing.
Yeah.
You know, that is very common girl code. Like, you just don't do that, you know?
For sure.
And like, I'll even go to the extent of like someone you hooked up with and then getting with, like, having a best friend that gets with that person too. Like, that to me is also a no-go because it's just like, and also too, like, you're a little dumb because it's like, didn't I just say like all these toxic traits that this person had and then you're gonna go onto them? Like, I don't know, that's like too much. But I definitely know some situations that that has happened.
Like, there's some consent, you know what I'm saying? I feel like girls, when that does happen, I feel like there's a conversation that's like, okay, you know what, like, it's fine, or that person has moved on already and is in another relationship and they're like totally okay with that. And it does happen, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen it happen before, that they're just totally okay with like, hey, you know what, that was fine, like that was just a fling in my life or whatever, and but like, you can do whatever it is that you want, and it happens. And I don't know if they're fully okay with it, or it's like, you know what I'm saying, like,
like, it's just a people please, like, and just to not break the bond of like the friendship,
you know what I'm saying? And that sucks.
That does suck.
You should be able to feel open about it and be like, hey, look, like, don't cross that line. And I feel like it's the same thing with guys too.
With like, guys too, but I feel like guys are very lenient when it comes to that. Especially like hookups. Like, I feel like guys look at like sex sometimes like as a thing, you know. And then when it comes to like guys finding out about like if they hooked up with the same girl, it's like like lit versus like two girls finding out they hooked up with the same guy. It's like it's like so uncomfortable, you know.
No, for sure. I mean, everyone is different. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is different, and every situation is different too. Right. It's all like dependent on like how you carry on that situation, and how it's like, okay, like, let's talk about this, or like, you know what, it's fine or it's not fine. Like, just don't cross. There's a line. I feel like there's a certain line with girls, with guys, whatever it is. It's just a line, and there's boundaries that like, you shouldn't cross that. Like, you shouldn't cross that. You should always respect it. Right. You know. And I feel like there's a lot of always like this like back and forth and like this cattiness. Right. And it shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it shouldn't amount to that.
Exactly. And if you're a real friend, then it's like, you know that line. Right. And you shouldn't cross it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, most of these things for me is so common. And then like when I see like other, I guess, friend groups or other like girls breaking that, I'm just like, why? Like, for what?
And it's just like, normally too, I just feel like these things are just like a no-brainer. Like, shouldn't you not? Like, like,
because even if you like, let's say like don't have girl code or like whatever, like that doesn't come up in your brain as girl code, like you just feel it, like you feel uncomfortable. Like, if you're put in a scenario that like you find your like best friend's ex-boyfriend attractive and then you want to do something about it, but something is telling you no, that is your gut instinct telling you like, this is wrong.
Like, hello,
don't do it.
Red flag.
Red flag. Don't do it. Because what's gonna happen, like in this scenario, at least the way I see it, is that it's gonna be so uncomfortable. Like, let's say if like that relationship does amount to something more and you're still best friends with like, you know, your girl or whatever, it's gonna be so awkward because you want to start bringing your partner around. You want to start like, you know, having all this like, you know, fun times and create new memories with your best friend because that's important to you. But then it's gonna be like every time I feel like it's gonna be an uncomfortable situation for both parties. You know?
But then it's like, not if they're okay with it. You know,
that's true.
If you're totally okay with like, hey, you know what, you can bring whoever you want, or like we can just totally be cordial about this whole thing, then it's like, fine, let's just like turn the page and move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always have to be like this, like, you know, tension, and it's like, oh my god, this is so awkward, or this is so weird, or like, you know, it literally can just be a cordial thing, like, hey, you know what, I was with this person, now I'm not, I'm with this person now, and you're with this person, and like, that's okay. Like, we can totally move on from that. And I feel like that's healthy, and like, if you are able to do that, then good for you, because like you wouldn't want that like feeling.
That
you know what I'm saying?
The awkwardness.
So, that awkwardness, that tension, like in your mental health, like it's just not worth it.
Right.
I feel like nothing is worth your mental health. Like that's super, super important now because of everything that's happened. Like,
exactly.
Like put yourself first, you know, and don't like settle for like, oh God, no, I can't do this because of this person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like do things because you want to be in the moment and like be healthy about it. You know, don't do things out of spite and don't be this like negative.
Yeah, like behind a person's back.
Right. And just like a downer, like no.
Yeah, that's ugly.
On. Yeah, grow up. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah. I personally can't do that.
Right.
Like I cannot do that. Like I find that so uncomfortable. Like
it is uncomfortable.
Even seeing it in a perspective that's not me and it's literally someone else that went through that situation, I find it so uncomfortable. I'm just like,
how can you be in the same room?
Do they not get it? Like, oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
That's so weird for me.
It is super weird, but I think it's important that like everyone has that like okayness. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like as long as you have that okayness and like, all right, I'm gonna just walk away. Like I'm gonna just do my thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I feel crazy. Like there's been shows that I watch like Insecure and like what's this other show? Whatever, but Insecure, they have a scenario about that, and I was watching it and I was just like, dude, if I was in this situation, like what would I do? Like how would I be able to handle that? And I'm like, I can't. Like I'd rather like find a new person. Like that's another thing. Why the fuck are you gonna go after the person I was with? There's so many people out there. Like bitch. Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like I don't get it.
There are so many people out there. But hey, I mean like it happens. Like, you know, there's just like that connection and maybe they have it, maybe they don't, or maybe they're bored, or like it's just like out of convenience, like you're single, I'm single, like wanna like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just it happens. And maybe it's not always for the best reasons, you know, but it does happen.
That's really crazy. But you know what we can't do is relate, because that's never gonna fucking happen.
Nope.
Negative.
Not today.
Not today, not ever, baby.
Oh my God. But going back to the hooking up with married men, have you seen the show Behind Her Eyes?
No, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. It's tea.
It's super tea. It's 6 episodes, but like
that's good, because that means I have time to watch
it. Like it's not like a super long show, but it's really good. And honestly, like,
is it on Netflix?
Yes.
But is it like drama tea, like Gossip Girl? Because I don't like that shit.
No. Okay. It's honestly like stuff that you're into. Like, yes.
But how does married men have to do with astral projection?
Watch the show.
So she astral projects and cheats on the.
No, not even like. So the last episode is when you're like, holy shit, you're like, what just happened? Like it just gets but it's about a married man who needs this secretary and like
secretary vibes.
So yeah, it's a super good show. I highly recommend. It's 6. I mean, if you're into like psychological thrillers like that, then definitely watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot and then I'll let you know.
Yes.
You know what show I did watch that was fire? Insecure.
The one on HBO, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That show's really good. It's so good. It's very modernized. Like the music that they pick is literally like so good. It's Kali Uchis, like Tyler the Creator, Frank Ocean. It's so good. Okay. And like all the scenarios are like literally, I feel very realistic. It's not something that it's like, and it's not very dramatic. I just think it's very, I don't know, it's fun. Yeah. And the editing and everything, how they did everything was very simple, but yet like impactful. Yes. I love it. It's so good. But definitely check that out. Vibes. But that's the last show I watched, which was like 2 months ago. I haven't seen anything. She's busy. The free times I have is literally like with editing and my baby.
We love that for you.
Yeah. But I saw this movie, the one of like the little girl that looks mad weird. That's a scary movie. What is it called?
I don't like scary movies.
I think you've seen it though. Hereditary.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Bitch, you saw The Witch. That's weird.
That was very weird.
And then you talked about it for like 2 years.
Because I was so traumatized.
Like, so I looked it up. Like, you do like a whole research paper after you watch a movie.
I really do, because I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, I don't understand this. Like, why?
Isn't that the same director as Hereditary?
I think so. I don't know.
And Midsummer. Did you see Midsummer?
No. I heard that one was a weird one.
It's very weird. Like visually, I liked it, but storyline was just like, what the fuck? Like y'all could do better. But that's just me. Director vibes. Anyways, moving on. Getting back to girl code. So this one, I feel like is very important, and I feel like a lot of people maybe don't see this as anything crazy, but it's the topic of if your friend hates someone, so do you. Now, I think like that can be, I feel like, very selective, because like if it's someone that, you know, they're hanging out with a lot or whatever it is, and like, you know, that person has done something to you that like maybe like is very wrong or whatever it is, it's like, then that's fucked up. But at the same time, it's like sometimes like your best friend can hate like a colleague or something, and you don't really like see the person at all, and then you're just like, okay, like that's you different. Know, but if specifically like, you know, I feel like if you're in a situation where something was done wrong to you and then they were present or they know about it or they were there, I feel like that is like not it. And then you're still, you know, keeping that tie together with someone who hurt you. Like, I don't know. I think that is not it. That is not it.
I agree. I don't think that's it either. I think it's super important that like you stand by your friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're in a group of friends and like, you know, they're talking shit about you, it's like you want your friend to stand up for you. You want them to be like, hey, like, what's going on here? Like, who are you talking about? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that shows a lot about the friend that you're with, you know? Exactly. So it's like if you're friends with someone who's just going to sit and be quiet about it, it's like, okay, are you really my friend? Are you really my friend? Yeah. Are you sticking up for me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's important to have someone that's always going to stick up for you, not in just those scenarios, but in different scenarios of like opportunities too. So it's like, it's important to have those friends that you can refer to or like anything like that about a job or anything like that. Like the other day, actually, well, not the other day, maybe like a little while ago, I went to like this event. Okay. And like somebody came up to me, was like, oh, hey, like, you know, like I staged this, like I helped, like, you know, with the lightings and this and that. And I was like, well, my best friend is an art director. Oh, that's so cute. So like you plug your friends whenever you can. Like, that's super important. That's super important to have friends like that. That's so he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, she's an art director. She's a model. This is her Instagram. FrannyTings. Oh my God. That's so cute. And I like showed him your Instagram and then he's like, oh, wow. He was like from like Boston or something. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. So he was like, I guess here, like doing jobs like that. Yeah. And I was like, you see, like you never know who you're talking to. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be talking to your next boss, or you can be talking to like your next coworker or whatever it is, and it's important that like your friend has your back. Exactly. You know, like in those sticky situations, like it's important to be like, hey, no, or like if they're saying like some sort of like lies about you, it's like, no, like let's just reconfirm that like that's not true or whatever it is. Right. Like it's super important to have a friend that's always going to look out for you and like always want the best for you, always want to like motivate you. Right. And, like, and I feel like you're the type of friend that's very motivating to like all of us. Yes. So it is true. Like with your little like OCD like organization skills, like holy shit. Bro, now that you say OCD, bro, Logan in the front, he sees me doing that every single day. Like every single day I'm planning like for the week, for the month, whatever, every single day, because things change and I have to like make sure that I'm prepared for the change. You know? I don't understand that, but like, yes. So then he asked me, he's like, which is a little sad. He's like, are you clinically like diagnosed with OCD? And then I started laughing and I was like, clinically, I don't think so, but like maybe I am. Like, you know, like a little bit. Like, I take medications from like two. Slightly. Like, you know. I take my morning meds. Yeah. I take my night meds. Like right now I'm on the morning because it's like I work the 9 to 4 shift, you know, like I'm calmed down right now. Yeah. Don't get me angry. Yeah. And I think he saw that, like, you know, he's like, oh, and I think he caught on to like how he said it, because he was like, no, like, you know, I have OCD too, but like, you know, like clinically, you know. And I'm like, no, but I probably do have OCD. I just like to be very organized. And you know, I actually found out that's from trauma. Oh yeah. I found out that like trying to be very organized is like you're trying to like prevent something bad from happening, because you've been out of control sometimes, and like you feel like you have the need to be in control, because when you're in control you feel like things won't go bad, you know. Right.
And
1000%.
yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. Like when you have set schedules like that, and you have like, okay, you're prepared, you're planning, and like punctuality is so important to you.
I'm like, Kathia, make sure that you know that the podcast starts at 4 because like, in reality started at 5. You're like, okay,
exactly.
But I feel like you've gotten a lot better now, because I feel like now you feel like, okay, I have this job that you have to wake up mad early for. So I feel like now you're like a little better. And I think also now I'm more understanding of that.
Right.
Of understanding your ways. Because before I wasn't.
Punctuality and I are just like...
Very go with the flow.
Very go with the flow.
Very go with the flow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just like vibes. We're just vibes. Like, we don't really have to like, you know, we don't have to get along or anything. We just go with it.
Yeah.
Just, like, time is just a construct.
It's like whenever you go out with Kathia, either you get to her house and she's like, I've been waiting for 5 minutes. I've been on time for 5 minutes. Or you get there and she just got out of the shower. Yeah. There's no in between.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know why my house was just always that house to just like...
Oh, yeah. But that's also stressful. Like, I don't know how you did that. Well, you're still doing it. Because I show up like with my fucking tin can and my keys like, hi.
Hola.
Yeah. I'm like, do you have food?
Yeah, no, I feel like, well, like people have told me too, like, I feel very safe in your house. Like people have told me, like, you know, like your house is very homey, and I'm like, my house isn't a big deal. Like, this is just a couch. Like,
yeah.
What else do you want? But like, I don't know. Like, and it makes me feel good that people just feel like at home in my house. Yeah. And people will literally stay there. Like, well, not people. Joss will literally just like stay. I'm like, Joss, I'm going to bed. She's like, okay, I'm gonna watch my show. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel like that humbles me, because like, if I can make somebody just feel at peace for like even an hour or two in my house, and like, so be it. Like,
oh, that's so cute. I definitely feel your house is very homey vibes. Like, and I feel like that's another thing. It's a very judgment free zone. Like, you can go there like not anytime, but like almost
people show up any
I'm like
time.
Almost anytime.
People show up like, and
know.
Like another thing too, my house was always open. I mean, like now we lock the door.
Lock the door. Well, now you're telling people that your house is always open, so lock the door, bitch.
You can edit that out. But yeah, like we were, hey, I'm here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't knock anymore. No. I just walk in.
Everyone does that. Everyone does that. And it's just a normal thing for me and like my family. Like, it's just and it happens with all of us that we like, you know, like my sister and her friends, my brother and his friends, like we just it's just the house. Like.
Yeah, but that should be scary, because sometimes we're like, it's 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. and then I just see like someone walking in the backyard and I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna die.
No, I'm just like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine.
Was that snapback, red hat? That's Mundi's friend. Now we go to sleep.
Oh, here's a hat. Oh, okay, you're fine.
Mundi, whatever.
Lock the door.
Lock the door. Lock the door. But going back to what you were saying, I do think that's really important, is plugging in your friends, like when you get a chance, like, because that goes hand in hand with like this topic of like if your friend hates you, but it also goes hand in hand with like if you like have respect for your friend, if you're supporting, you know, their business. I think that's so important. Supporting businesses, bitch, it's like so it's so fucking important. Like I have my friend Kim that she makes like these earrings sometimes, and you know,
shout out to Kim.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, it's so important to like really support your friends. And some people think supporting your friends is like, you know, it has to be that you buy something from them or whatever, and that doesn't mean anything. Literally supporting your friend can literally just be word of mouth, like how you did. It could be literally like sharing an Instagram post, because that's usually how people like now are doing business, is through Instagram. TikTok. So TikTok too, like, and I just think that's so fucking important, especially in like the art industry. That's like major key. And I feel like, you know, with you and Joss, you guys mean a lot to me. So every single chance I get, you know, I always try to find like something for you guys, like what the makeup, you know, and Jocelyn with the modeling, which Jocelyn needs to stop, because she needs to be a model. Like, I can't with her. Like, she's so like good at it, you know, and she's so good at it, and like she just has like a face for it. Like, she's very natural. Like, she can flip real quick. Like, she can be a natural beauty, or she can switch it up and be like glam as fuck. Like,
shout out to Joss.
Period. And you too, bitch. Like, your fucking makeup game. Like, I remember you were like, I'm just gonna like do slight makeup, and then now you're like, you show up like full face, like fucking like graphic liner. I'm like, okay, Kathia, like, okay, what you doing here? And now you're doing other people's makeups too, like, you know, for weddings and shit. Like, that's crazy. Like,
I know. I mean, like,
you know,
well, things like that, when that happens to me, I'm like, you're trusting me, like, you're really like me. I'm like, are you sure? Like, you know, I want to make sure, like, you know what I'm saying, because I'm still like fucking amateur, like, I don't, you know what I'm saying,
but you learn, you know.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, it's a growing thing, like, you know, definitely learn from your mistakes and like,
for sure,
move forward, push forward. Women empowerment,
exactly. And like, I always say this, but it's like important to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because the more, like, let's say clients you get, or the more makeup you're doing on other people, the more faces you're gonna understand. So you can like mold the face better, like the liner. I know that has to be a certain eye shape or whatever the fuck.
Yes, that's so stressful.
So I feel like everything has like give and take. But yeah, I think supporting your friends is really fucking important. And I want to say thank you for being here, because this is like a huge support system for me. Like, I feel like you've seen, like, you know, really like ugly versions of Franny and
raw Franny,
no condom. But you've seen like all versions, and not just with me. I know you've seen it with a lot of people, and I feel like you're there for them no matter what, you know, they're going through or whatever it is, you know. And I feel like I want to thank you for that, because that trait that you have rubs off on me too, you know. I feel like when it comes to being there for people, I try my best to understand that, like, not everyone is gonna be, you know, going through like the best times all the time. Like, there's gonna be people that are like stuck in the situation and like they might not know how to get out of it, but as long as they have someone making them understand that like it's gonna be okay and they can move forward, like that's the most important part, you know.
For sure. It just all goes back to girl code. Like, girl code is just like an important thing. Like, you always have to stick up for your girls no matter what, even if it's like somebody you don't know. Like, I feel I'm so grateful for people that I meet out and they're like, hey, you have like toilet paper in your shoe. I'm like, oh my god, thanks. Like,
exactly. You know, or like if a tag is sticking out, or and they tuck it in,
or like something like that. Like, hey, like your bag is open. Like, oh my god, thanks, close it. Or like, you know, when like your lipstick is like rusty and it's like, hey, the gloss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here. Like here, fix yourself. Or like anything like that. Like, it's just like, come on, like help each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you see something shady out, it's just like, hey, look, like that's shady. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, fix it. Like, and there's so many people now, like girls too, like, you know, sometimes they're left by themselves or like whatever. That's super scary. Like, I can't imagine like my friends eating me. Like, fuck you guys if you do.
And you know what's crazy too is that girls, like, I feel like girls don't get a lot of girls that do that. Because I feel like there's been times where I go out with like girlfriends that I just met or whatever. And I always tell them like, oh, they're like, okay guys, I'm leaving, and like by themselves or something, and I'm like, oh, let's walk her to your car, like let's all go together and walk you to your car. And they're like, no, like it's fine, you don't have to do. I'm like, yeah, of course. And they're like, wow, like they are not used to that treatment, you know. And that's also sad. Like, you know, I feel like all girls should stick together, especially creepy ass men out there. The fuck,
the buddy system. You don't go to the bathroom by yourself ever. No, you need to take your bitch, and then you meet your other best friends. Exactly. In the bathroom, and you're like, hey,
oh my god, I'm drunk.
Oh my god. And then you have like your enabler friends. They're like, text him, call him, post the picture. Like, you always have your enabler friends that are just like out for like the bad. You know? Bad.
That's true.
They're just like out there like the little devils on your shoulders.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not that friend.
No, me either. But I have a couple. I have a couple right here.
But I feel like we could be that friend too, because sometimes we have done that to each other.
We have had those moments for sure.
I'm like, so,
but not always, right? Not always. But there's some that are just some nights, the always ones that are like,
that's true.
Do it.
Be bad.
Go
fuck.
Yeah.
And you're like,
what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my dignity.
Yeah, my dignity. And then I'm like, don't listen to her. You're going home right now. Kathia, get in the car. Get in.
Stop crying.
Yeah, stop fucking crying. Get in the fucking car. You still get it. My feet. My feet.
They hurt. They hurt.
I'm taking them off. I don't want to be a pata suya.
Sit down. There's no chair.
Yeah, there's no chair. Oh my god. Bitch, fuck that. That's one thing I don't miss about going out.
Oh my God. Who was I? Like, why? I
remember.
I could never.
I remember we went to Art Basel. This was like 2016 or 2017.
Oh God.
And you were wearing the tacons that like I hated. I'm like, just keep them. The boots. Oh. Those hurt my feet so bad. And I don't know how you were able to do them. But like.
I had to.
I remember we like partied and like whatever. And then we were walking to the car. And you were like holding on to Vicky. You were like, oh my God, I can't walk. And we were like already like by the car, and you were like a block away. Like
I was dying.
You were dying.
I was dying, but I was like, God. No, I'm not taking off my shoes. I'm not about to yet. Not today.
I be bringing sandals in my purse. I don't play.
No, I don't. I just go with it because I don't have time to get the sandals because I'm running late.
Because I'm late.
So I don't have time to get the fucking sandals.
Oh my God.
I have time to just get like my wallet, my keys, and my phone.
And that's it.
That's it.
Man. But I mean, good times, you know. Good times. And you survived the walk.
I did. I always survive the walk. Always. Yeah. Like there's never a time where I'm like, I can't. I'm like, no, I gotta keep going. Like I have to.
That's motivation. I would have been taking my shoes off. The fuck?
Hell no. We don't do that. I would never let you do that.
Well, I will let myself do that because I'm gonna be in pain. Yeah, no.
I'd carry you. Come on, let's do this.
Carry me. My feet hurt. Remember? Or did you get that memory too? Because I did. Ew.
I keep hitting myself with this thing.
You see, that night you have made me do bad decisions before.
I didn't make you do anything.
You didn't make me, but you were like, come on, do it.
I enabled a situation that just needed some help. I was like, you know what? Come on. Like, it's okay. You know, like, do what you want when you poppin'.
You're bad.
You look so poppin' though. So like, why not? Like, you know.
Yeah, but I also was like a bitch before. Like I was very like shy.
No, that is a lie. There is no shy in you.
Well, when it came to that situation.
No, I mean, barely. Like, no. I don't think you're a shy person. No, you know what you want. You know what you want and you go for it.
But did I before? I don't think I knew what I wanted before.
I mean, no. Well, that is questionable. Sure.
Yeah, no.
It's questionable.
I feel like I just was very like, I'm gonna do whatever is like convenient.
Ooh,
that was bad.
Well, whatever, we pulled through.
We pulled through, but now we're happy and now we're killing it. Now we're independent women.
You're like
next. I literally don't have anything else. I'm like, fuck, should I just type a question?
No, but definitely going back to girl code.
Okay.
I definitely do think it's important to just always have your ground friends. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like you always have like filler. I like to call them filler friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
like party friends.
Exactly.
And then like, you know, friends that like you're like colleagues or something.
Exactly. You know? Like you always have your filler friends, but don't forget where you came from, and don't forget the ones that are important in your life.
Right.
Because those are the ones that you're gonna be with for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And to check up on your friends, and we don't need to talk every day. We don't need to like, you know, be up each other's ass every day. Right. But just like every now and then, like, hey, you know, are you good? What's up? Like, what's up with your life? And I definitely, what I appreciate about us is that like when we hang out together, it's like our phones are like completely like away from each other, and we're just like, okay, like this season on.
Yes, I love that. It's like a recap. Yeah, it's like, what's the last thing like we talked about? Exactly. Or like, what's the last thing that like you know of me?
Exactly. Because like again, life happens, and you know we're onto our different things, and we're just trying to like build each other up and just find, you know, new things and new ways. And it's important to just catch up with one another. And like when you're having that catch up time, it's just like put the phones down, like just really engage, because there's nothing then like when you're talking to someone and they're just on their phone 24/7 or like
PTSD,
like, you know what like, you know what I'm saying, like have that, like, you know, prioritize your friends, like, hey, 100%. Look, like, I'm with you right now, let me just like put this on the side, and like,
and like obviously the reason I'm hanging out with you is to be with you and being in the moment, like, so what is gonna be on my phone that's important, you know, like there's nothing wrong, like you're exactly like stop, unless we're posting like a cute pic
then like, okay.
Yeah, and it's like which ones do you like, and it's like the same 7 pictures.
Exactly.
It's just like your elbows like slightly tilted
or
to
like
the
the lighting is just like a
little
bit
darker.
right,
Yeah,
right.
like this one like it looks good. It's like faded, but like this one's like, you know, like profesh.
Exactly.
It's
That's
always
all
one of
about like the
those.
filter. Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, okay, put a cute filter.
Yeah, and
My
then you're
favorite.
like, take over.
Yeah.
It's stressing me out.
Exactly. Like, what should I write?
What's the caption?
Like, what's the caption?
Yeah.
I hate fucking captions.
I
bro.
know you always.
I know. I suck at them so bad. I don't know how people can be so clever with them.
You know who's really good at captions? Fucking Lily.
Yes.
Yeah,
She has the
I
best
asked her
captions.
because we did a photo shoot the other day, and I asked her, I'm like, how do you come up like with that?
Yeah, she's so
She's like,
creative.
I do like this. She's like, let's say there's something blue in there. She's like, blue, 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 blew me away. She is so fucking funny.
I love it.
She is so funny, dude.
I love it.
But yeah,
but
captions.
yeah, it's a thing now. Everything is a thing now.
Yeah.
Like it's I feel like it's so crazy when like you're posting a picture, you have to like think twice about it. It's like, is it?
It's
like,
true.
Is it post worthy? Is it story like worthy? Like is
Yeah.
it like, you know, what is it?
I feel like when it comes to that though, I feel like I'm only like that for like my art.
Right.
If it's me, I don't give a fuck. Like if it's like
Yeah.
a picture of me or
Right.
whatever, like whatever, I really don't care. But if it's like my podcast, like best believe I'm like, I have to have a fucking like hashtag. I have to do
Yeah.
this because that's like a business thing. Like I'm trying to promote
sure.
something. But if it's like just because I want to post something cute, I'm like, this is fun. Like
Yeah,
It's great.
But it's like people go through that struggle. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
sad.
And that's sad. Like,
that's
you
a
should
whole other fucking topic.
post whatever like you want to post. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like at the end of the day, do what you want to do. Hype your friends up, especially
Yeah.
when they're like down or
Exactly.
like they're trying to get back out there,
Right.
or whatever it is. It's
Mhm.
important to just like come on,
Yeah,
like,
let's get it.
let's get it.
Put a cute outfit. Let's go to brunch.
Let's go to
Get
brunch.
fucked up. Let's use men for their money. Oh
my God.
make them buy drinks for us.
That's terrible. You know, I've never been.
I'm
one
like,
to-
that's terrible.
I've never. I don't like doing that. You know why? Because then it like it.
They
feels
think
like
that you have to-
You owe
yeah.
them something, and it's like no.
But the thing is that
No.
like I know for a fact that I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
so
But,
therefore
I
it makes
hate
me feel a little
feeling
better.
That, like pressure, like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I'm a nice person, so it's like, oh fuck, like now we have to all hang out. Fuck this shit.
Oh, like they're gonna come to the table.
Exactly, or like they're gonna like want to like
Yeah.
stick around and chat, and it's like okay, that's fine. Like we can stick around and chat, but it's like now there's that like pressure, and there's that like
Yeah, but
you
like
know?
you know what's funny is that I feel like you're the one that insinuates conversations all the time. Literally, Jocelyn tweeted the other day and I retweeted it. She was like, whenever a guy comes to our table, I always let Kathia handle it. And I'm like, and it's so true.
Because
It's so true.
dude, because it's so messed up. Like this poor guy is just trying.
All of us are like, thanks. Continue eating our food or whatever the fuck we're doing. And Kathia's like, where are you from? Where are you from? Come. Are those your friends? Bring them. Hi, I'm Kathia.
So bad. But it's just I don't know, it's just like a nice thing to do.
Right.
I feel
Just
like
make
it's
a conversation.
Just make a conversation
To be
meet
like,
a person.
thanks.
Like exactly.
Yeah.
Like thank you for taking care of my friends.
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
like, you know, and there's some few good people out there that like will literally like watch when I'm not like watching, like, you know, like
They'll
oh hey,
look
this
out for
guy
them.
exactly
Yeah.
like hey, this guy helped me out or whatever, like with my shoe or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, thanks, because like I'm here, like I'm
Yeah.
looking at
I'm
all
looking
of
at
you. I'm looking
everything.
at everything. So it's like, you know, it's important, but like I feel so bad, but like I feel so bad, like it's so hard, like, you know, like facing rejection, like it's so hard for them, like they got up there, they like made the move, and then you're like, no, like fuck, like,
I mean, it also depends on how you're rejecting them. Cause like if someone buys me a drink, I'm gonna take it, but like I'll be like, oh, thank you, but like, you know, XYZ, you know, whatever the reasoning is. I could definitely be lying for all you know. But as long as like you know that I'm like rejecting you, but like, oh, keep it over there. Yeah.
keep it over there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But I feel like the more drinks you have in you, the more you'll be like, come here.
No, I mean, like it's definitely just like conversation, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not anything bad or anything like that.
No, at all.
Like, it's just like no one's gonna do it, so I have to be I'm always the team sport, always, like always like, this girl's doing this, I have to do this, fine, whatever. Like, I guess I'm just like, I just have to stick through it, and just,
but that makes you a good wing woman.
Always.
You're always a wing woman.
Do what I have to do. I have to support the hustle.
I have to support the hustle.
I have to just stick through it and just, all right, let's go. I can do this. Let's go. Come on.
I have put you in a lot of situations that you had to be the wing woman.
You have.
Yeah.
But it's fun. We always have a good time about it, and we laugh about it after.
Yeah, after we're like, ew. But then we're like, we're drunk, so we did it.
Oh my god, that's the worst. We're terrible people. Fuck.
But I mean, like, you offered the drink.
I mean, sure, fine, whatever. You offered the drink, but it's not like.
And then we gave you conversation.
I gave you conversation,
and then I helped.
You help
by hyping up the conversation.
Yeah, you help. Joss
never helps when it comes to conversations like that.
She doesn't at all. She's just like.
Yeah, and then she goes on her phone. Yeah,
she grabs her phone and she's like,
they're like, she's taking the lead.
Yeah, because someone has to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
I always have to take the lead.
That's true. Fabi helps too.
Fabi definitely helps.
Fabi has conversations. I would go out with her a lot, and she would always be the one.
Yes, like, whenever we're out together, I'm like, okay, finally, like, somebody can help me. Like,
you're like, I can actually, like, check my phone for 2 minutes.
I can, like, damn, bro, I feel bad, like, you know. But she has a man's now, so she doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I guess me too. But there's nothing to go out with. COVID. But I mean, even if that situation did come across, I mean, I would try, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Being respectful.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just, at the end of the day, for me, it's just being respectful.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, thank you, whatever, like, for the nice gesture, but like, I'm gonna get back to my friends now.
Yeah,
like,
bye.
Yeah, like, this was fun.
Yeah.
But like, no.
But no. Going back to like what you were saying about like the bond that we have, and I feel like I have this bond with like my other friends that I've been friends with for a long time, that even if you don't hang out all the time, when you do hang out, it's like you guys like never really like stopped hanging out, you know what I mean? Like it's just that bond that you can like go back to each other, and it's like literally the same energy. Like it could be months, 6 months go by, and you hang out, and it's like, oh, nothing changed, you know. And it's just more so catching up on each other and like seeing what the other person is up to, because you care about that person, and I think that's really important. And like I feel like I have encountered friends, or like, you know, I guess like acquaintances now, that they would get upset if like, you know, if I can't make time for them or whatever it is. And it's like, you see, that shows me that I feel like, you know, you're not really considerate of like, you know, what I'm trying to do. And like, that's the thing, like, for me, it's like, trust me, when I care about you, I will make time for you. Like, I know that I can be busy sometimes, and like I have a bunch of things, but I never forget, like, you know, about my friends or my family or whoever it is that means a lot to me. I always try to find time to like hang out, or even we do this all the time. I can't hang out, but we'll FaceTime, or we'll send voice notes, or whatever it is, because it's like, I value that, you know?
For sure.
And like, there's certain people that they can't accept that. They take it very personal, and they think, oh, she doesn't want to hang out with me because like for whatever reason, you know. And it's not that. That's not the case. It's just that, you know,
life happens.
Yeah. When you do have a moment to like actually like hang out with a friend, that means a lot to me, because it's like you're there. And that's the thing. Like, I can't hang out with a friend and like, you know, like, oh, for a moment, you like, oh, like, let's just like hang out for like 20 minutes really quick, like I'll stop by to say hi. Like, no, like when I hang out with my friends, it's like either a night or a day or like a morning. Like it has to be like 2-3 hours or 4 hours. For like it has to be something, because I know for a fact that I really want to enjoy your company, and there's going to be a lot of things that we got to catch up on, you know.
Definitely.
So I think that's really important. And and I think that's really it for this episode. Like I said, I value your friendship a lot, and I value you being here, and this is the girl that has been there for me for a lot of things. And And I'm so excited to see you grow as a woman. I feel like, you know, seeing that is really nice, because I know that there was times in your life that you were at a really low point, and that scared me a lot, because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not, you know, Kathia. Yeah. But, you know, luckily I'm really happy to see you like out of that, and now you're like glowing, and like you're onto like so many things, and like I just can't wait, like, you know, to be by your side this whole process along your journey. So I appreciate you being here.
I loved being here. This is so much fun. I could see your little like FrannyTings studio. I love it. I love it. This is so much fun, and I'm so happy that you like. Honestly, me, I was like, what?
I'm like, bitch, you're my friend. Let's talk about girl code, because I feel like we follow that very well.
Yeah, no, you know? For sure. And this was a great experience, and like honestly, our friendship is just like on another level for sure. And 100%. It's something that we're just gonna grow old to, and we're just gonna tell our kids our crazy stories.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that.
That's gonna be so much fun. When you get married, period.
When you get married. T.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and maybe learned some knowledge about girl code. If you're a guy, you're like, oh, okay, like maybe I get it. Maybe I shouldn't be hooking up with you know, her best friend. Yeah, but anyways, show this video some love and go follow Kathia. What is your @name and where can they find you?
Uncategorized with a K.
Wow, she said I'm uncategorized. So don't categorize me.
Don't categorize me. That's it. I have like 5 followers, but that's it. My shit's dope.
Bitch, you do not have 5 followers. Get out of here. Anyways, love you and have an amazing day, night, evening.
Peace.
Bye, I guess.